If you're over 60 and you've started noticing that your vision gets blurrier at night, or your eyes feel tired even when you haven't been reading much, or maybe you walk into a room and forget what you came for, you might think it's just age. But what if I told you that the biggest reason seniors lose vision and memory isn't age at all? What if I told you it's something that happens silently every single night while you sleep? Today I'm going to share 4 powerful juices you can drink before bed that help restore your vision, bring back mental sharpness, and even help your tired brain cells repair while you rest without pills, eye drops, or expensive supplements. And trust me, once you hear how these juices work, you'll never look at your evening routine the same way again. But before I tell you about them, I want you to think about something. Your body heals at night. That's when your brain detoxes waste, when your cells repair, when your eyes recover from the strain of the entire day. But what happens when your body doesn't have the right nutrients to rebuild? Imagine trying to repair a house at night but having no tools, no materials, nothing to fix the damage left behind. That's what happens inside the eyes and brain after 60. The body still wants to repair itself, but the toolbox is empty. And unfortunately, most people go to bed with depleted nutrients, low hydration, and unstable blood sugar. And that combination silently erases vision clarity and memory sharpness over time. That's why the 4 juices I'm about to share are especially powerful when consumed in the evening. They refill those missing nutrients, they replenish antioxidants your eyes desperately need, they support oxygen flow to the brain, and they feed your memory centers while you sleep. And the best part, they're simple, affordable, and backed by the natural chemistry of the human body. Nothing synthetic, nothing risky, just pure plant power working with your biology, not against it. Now I know some of you might be thinking, geez, at night, won't that spike my sugar? Not these juices. These aren't your store-bought sugary cocktails. These are low glycemic, nutrient-dense, cell repairing juices specifically chosen because they balance blood sugar instead of raising it. In fact, some of them even calm inflammation and help you sleep deeper, which makes the repair process even stronger. Let's start with the first juice, because this one alone has helped thousands of seniors regain night vision, reduce eye dryness, and sharpen mental focus. And that is carrot and turmeric nighttime juice. I want you to imagine what your eyes go through every day. Blue light from screens, sun exposure, reading, driving, stress, all of that drains your retina of carotenoids. Carotenoids are natural pigments that protect your eye lens and macula. After age 60, your body doesn't store these pigments as efficiently, which is why night vision goes downhill. Carrot juice is loaded with beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, 3 nutrients your eyes use like fuel. But here's the twist. Drinking carrot juice alone is good, but pairing it with turmeric makes it phenomenal. Turmeric has curcumin, a compound that reduces inflammation around the optic nerve and improves blood flow to the eyes. And when you drink this combination before bed, something remarkable happens. As melatonin rises to prepare your body for sleep, curcumin becomes more bioactive, helping your brain and eyes repair oxidative damage at a faster rate. Many seniors report waking up with less strain, clearer vision, and sharper mental clarity after just a few nights. If your eyes feel gritty or tired when you wake, this juice is going to feel like a miracle. Now let's move to the second juice, which targets memory loss, brain fog, and that frustrating feeling when you forget names or misplace things. This one is pomegranate and beet juice. These 2 ingredients together are like oxygen boosters for the brain. As we age, blood flow to the brain naturally decreases. It's one of the main reasons memory weakens. When your brain cells don't get enough oxygen or nutrients, they slow down. Pomegranate juice is rich in polyphenols that protect the hippocampus, that tiny part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Meanwhile, beets contain nitrates that naturally open up your blood vessels. That means more blood flow, more oxygen, more nutrients reaching the brain while you sleep. Imagine giving your brain a turbocharge before it enters its nightly cleaning cycle. Your memory centers light up. Your neurons fire more smoothly, your recall improves. Many seniors describe the next morning as mentally lighter, as if the fog has lifted. And because both pomegranate and beet support nitric oxide production, they also help your eyes by improving microcirculation in the retina, so you're getting a double benefit: clearer thinking and stronger vision from just one evening drink. Now I want to move to the third juice, which is incredibly calming and deeply restorative. This one targets the root cause of both vision loss and memory decline inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the silent thief of eyesight and brain sharpness. You don't feel it happening, but over time it damages blood vessels, increases oxidative stress, and accelerates age-related decline. That's why this next juice is so powerful: cucumber, celery, and green apple. You might think that sounds too simple, but don't underestimate it. Cucumber hydrates your body at a cellular level, something seniors desperately need at night. Dehydration shrinks blood vessels, reduces eye moisture, and weakens the brain's detox system. Celery provides natural sodium that helps electrical signals in the brain fire more efficiently. And green apple adds quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that protects neurons and strengthens eye tissues. This juice works like a cooling, cleansing flush for your system. It lowers inflammation, supports the liver, balances electrolytes, and calms the nervous system so you can fall asleep easier and stay asleep longer. The longer you sleep deeply, the more your brain can repair itself. And when inflammation is low, your vision becomes sharper, your eyes feel less strained, and your memory becomes more reliable. Now we've arrived at the fourth juice, and this one might surprise you because it's one of the most effective nighttime remedies for seniors struggling with memory decline and weakening eyesight. It's blueberry and purple cabbage juice. I know that may sound strange together, but the color alone should tell you something. Dark purple foods are the most powerful brain foods on the planet. Blueberries contain anthocyanins, compounds that protect and rebuild brain cells, especially in the memory centers. Purple cabbage is loaded with vitamin K, antioxidants, and sulfur-based compounds that detoxify the brain's lymphatic system during sleep. What makes this juice special is that anthocyanins cross the blood-brain barrier, which means they directly nourish your neurons. They reduce inflammation in the brain, they improve communication between brain cells, and they protect against age-related cognitive decline. And for the eyes, the antioxidants in purple cabbage help regenerate retinal cells, reduce oxidative stress, and even slow down macular degeneration. Many seniors who drink this juice say they wake up feeling sharper, more alert, and more emotionally balanced. That's because anthocyanins don't just help memory, they stabilize the mood. When your brain's chemistry is supported, you think clearer, sleep deeper, and handle stress better. Now I want you to think about something important. Every one of these juices works with your natural nighttime healing cycle. They aren't meant to replace meals. They aren't meant to be consumed in large amounts. They're meant to be gentle, nourishing, nighttime boosters, just enough to give your body the nutrients it needs to restore your vision and memory while you sleep. The magic is in the timing. Drinking them in the evening allows your body to absorb the nutrients in a calmer state. Your stomach is empty, your metabolism is slowed, your nervous system is preparing for rest. That's when these nutrients are most effective. They go directly into repair mode instead of being burned for energy. And you don't have to drink all four every night. Just choose one each evening. Rotate them. Listen to your body. If your eyes feel tired and strained, go for the carrot and turmeric. If your memory feels foggy, choose pomegranate and beet. If you're inflamed, stressed, or dehydrated, reach for cucumber, celery, and green apple. And if you want a deep brain reset, choose the blueberry and purple cabbage. Over time, these juices refill the nutritional gaps you've been missing. They help replenish lutein, zeaxanthin, beta-carotene, polyphenols, nitrates, anthocyanins, natural electrolytes, and critical antioxidants, all of which seniors need more of, not less. Now let's talk about what you may start noticing after a few nights. Many people begin experiencing clearer morning vision, especially when reading their phone or looking at bright screens. Some notice that the pressure around their eyes feels reduced. Others find that they can focus better without straining. On the memory side, you may notice that names come back faster, conversations feel easier to follow, and the mental fog that usually sits in the background begins to lift. You might also start waking up more refreshed because these juices help support deeper, cleaner sleep. Remember, after 60, the brain and eyes respond incredibly well to nutrition, sometimes even better than when you were younger because your body is finally getting what it has been missing for years. The key is consistency. Small, nightly habits lead to huge improvements over time. And the best part, none of these juices have side effects. They don't clash with medications. They don't overload your system. They simply nourish the pathways responsible for vision, memory, and cellular repair. Now, I want to talk to those of you who feel discouraged. Maybe your eyesight has gotten worse. Maybe reading is harder. Maybe remembering things takes more effort than it used to. Listen carefully. Decline after 60 is not a one-way road. Your body is constantly trying to heal. Every night your brain tries to clean itself. Every night your eyes try to regenerate. The only thing missing are the nutrients to make that process work. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need harsh treatments. You just need to give your body what it's been asking for. And these juices are one of the simplest, safest, and most effective ways to do that. Imagine waking up 6 weeks from now with sharper vision, better focus, and a mind that feels younger. Imagine feeling like your brain is waking up again. Imagine feeling confident when you read, when you drive, when you talk, when you think. That's the power of consistent nighttime nourishment. And you deserve that. You deserve clarity. You deserve sharpness. You deserve to age with strength, not decline. So choose one juice tonight. Make it fresh. Keep the portion small. Drink it slowly. Let your body absorb it. And go to sleep knowing you're giving your brain and eyes exactly what they need. And if you stay consistent, you're going to feel the difference. Not in months, but in days. The eyes brighten. The mind sharpens. The body relaxes. Healing begins. If you found this video helpful and you want more natural remedies, more nighttime healing tips and more ways to protect your health after 60, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with someone you love. You never know whose vision or memory you might save. And this brings us to something most seniors never pay attention to, even though it quietly controls how well their eyes and memory repair during sleep: evening blood sugar stability. You see, people often think blood sugar only matters for diabetics or only affects energy during the day, but the truth is your nighttime blood sugar patterns shape how your brain detoxes, how your eyes restore clarity, and even how deeply you sleep. And when blood sugar is unstable in the evening, everything from your REM cycles to your retinal repair slows down. That's why those gentle low glycemic juices we talked about earlier work so well. They don't spike sugar, instead they stabilize it. And when your blood sugar is stable before bed, your body enters a deeper, cleaner, more restorative sleep cycle. That's the real secret behind why certain nighttime juices dramatically improve memory clarity and vision strength in seniors. Most people don't realize this, but when blood sugar rises even slightly at night, your brain shifts into a stress response. Not a dramatic one, but enough to interrupt the glymphatic cleansing process, the system that washes toxins and waste out of your brain while you sleep. Imagine your brain has its own cleaning crew that only works at night. If your sugar spikes, the crew never shows up. And the next morning, your mind feels heavy, foggy, slow, and unfocused. Many seniors wake up this way and assume it's age. But in reality, the brain simply wasn't able to detox because the sleep cycle was disrupted by glucose swings. Even a small spike from sugary drinks or late night snacks can throw it off. Now think about your eyes. They don't detox the same way the brain does, but they do rely on nighttime restoration. The retina needs stable glucose levels to regenerate its photoreceptor cells. When your blood sugar jumps, your eye pressure can increase slightly, inflammation rises, and the retina doesn't get the smooth, steady flow of nutrients it needs to refresh itself. This is one reason why seniors sometimes wake up with blurry vision, redness, dryness, or that uncomfortable, heavy feeling around the eyes. It's not that the eyes got worse overnight. It's that the nighttime repair process couldn't finish the job, and without the proper conditions, the retina struggles to restore itself. That's why stabilizing evening blood sugar is one of the most important habits for protecting your vision after 60. Here's the beautiful part. The juices in this routine don't just supply nutrients, they create the perfect metabolic environment for your brain and eyes to repair. And the science behind this is incredibly fascinating. When your blood sugar is stable, your body produces a healthier balance of melatonin. Melatonin isn't just the hormone that makes you sleepy, it's a powerful antioxidant. It reduces inflammation in the brain, protects eye tissue, and enhances mitochondrial healing. Seniors who stabilize their evening glucose have higher natural melatonin levels, and that leads to deeper, more restorative rest. But when sugar spikes, melatonin production drops, cortisol rises, and your sleep becomes shallow, fragmented, and less therapeutic. Stable blood sugar also reduces glycation, which is basically sugar sticking to proteins, causing stiffness, inflammation, and damage. Glycation is one of the biggest contributors to vision decline, especially in the lens of the eye. It causes cloudiness, glare sensitivity, and faster aging of the eye tissue. At night, when glucose fluctuates, glycation increases. But when your sugar stays stable, the eyes are under less oxidative stress, and the healing process works more effectively. Now, you might be wondering why low glycemic juices help so much. They don't just avoid sugar spikes, they balance your internal environment. They hydrate. They supply potassium, magnesium, and natural antioxidants that soothe your nervous system. They help regulate insulin sensitivity. They help your body shift into parasympathetic mode, the rest and repair state. Many seniors live with constant low-grade stress without realizing it. Their nervous system stays on too long even at night. This puts pressure on the brain, the heart, the eyes, and the entire circulatory system. But when your evening blood sugar is balanced, the parasympathetic system becomes more active, relaxing blood vessels and improving microcirculation. Think of your eyes. They rely on tiny capillaries, some so small that a single red blood cell has to squeeze through. When your sugar is unstable, those vessels become inflamed and stiff, and oxygen delivery becomes inconsistent. But stable glucose keeps these vessels flexible and open, allowing blood to deliver nutrients to the retina, cornea, and optic nerve throughout the night. That's why so many seniors who switch to low glycemic evening drinks report waking up with less dryness, less irritation, and clearer vision. And when it comes to your memory, the benefits are even more profound. Stable sugar allows the hippocampus, the memory center, to perform synaptic repair. That means your brain strengthens the connections you formed during the day. It reinforces new memories. It cleans out metabolic debris. It reduces neuroinflammation. If you ever feel like memories slip away faster now than they used to, unstable nighttime blood sugar plays a role more often than people think. When the brain doesn't enter deep restorative cycles, the hippocampus can't reinforce memory pathways. And when those pathways weaken, names, Details, conversations, and tasks become harder to recall. You might not even realize how deeply your blood sugar affects your sleep until you stabilize it. Many seniors feel the difference within the first few nights. They fall asleep easier. They stay asleep longer. They wake up without that heavy-headed morning fog. They feel more alert throughout the day. Even mood stability improves. And as a result, their memory sharpens almost effortlessly. It's not magic. It's biology working the way it was designed, finally supported instead of hindered. Now think about the evening habits most people have: eating heavy dinners, snacking on sweets, drinking tea with sugar, or having late night biscuits, fruit, or processed snacks. Each one of these choices causes glucose fluctuations. Even fruit in large amounts can raise blood sugar too quickly. That's why these specific juices are so effective. Their nutrients digest slowly. They don't overwhelm the pancreas. They don't flood the bloodstream with glucose. They keep the body in a calm, steady metabolic rhythm. Let's break down what stability actually feels like. When your sugar is stable, you don't feel jittery. You don't feel groggy. Your heart rate stays balanced. Your breathing deepens, your mind quiets, your muscles relax, you feel grounded. This is the perfect internal state for healing. And when you introduce the right nutrients at that moment, the body uses them efficiently instead of storing them away or burning them off. Seniors often underestimate how much the quality of their sleep depends on the chemistry of their evening routine. It's not just about going to bed early, it's about preparing the body for recovery. The low glycemic juices help regulate insulin, reduce nighttime inflammation, and prepare your organs for rest. When insulin is stable, your liver can focus on detoxing instead of managing glucose swings. Your brain can focus on glymphatic cleaning instead of stress responses. Your eyes can focus on tissue regeneration instead of inflammation control. Every part of your body benefits when your sugar is balanced before bed. Let's talk about something most people never hear. Your brain consumes more energy while you sleep than while you're awake. Yes, you heard that right. Even though your body is resting, your brain is working overtime. It's organizing memories, cleansing toxins, running hormonal resets, repairing neurons, and recalibrating your entire nervous system. This means your brain is incredibly sensitive to what happens with your blood sugar at night. When your glucose is stable, your brain has the steady fuel it needs to perform all of these functions smoothly. But if your blood sugar spikes, your brain is forced to switch into emergency mode, reducing its ability to repair and restore. That's why the next morning feels so different. When your brain sleeps in a stable environment, you wake up sharper, calmer, and more present. Your thoughts connect more smoothly. Your memory flows. Your mood is more balanced. Stress feels easier to handle, and your eyes feel like they've actually rested. If you ever wake up with burning, dry, irritated eyes or heavy pressure behind them, it's a sign your nighttime environment wasn't supportive enough for retinal recovery. Now here's something else that plays a huge role: cortisol. When blood sugar rises, cortisol rises too. Cortisol at night is one of the biggest disruptors of vision and memory repair. High nighttime cortisol prevents melatonin from working properly. It interrupts REM sleep, which is vital for storing memories. It stiffens blood vessels, limiting oxygen to the eyes. It increases inflammation in the brain, and it prevents the body from entering deep sleep, which is where your most powerful healing happens. By stabilizing your evening blood sugar, you naturally lower nighttime cortisol. You help your body shift into a peaceful, restorative state. Stable sugar also helps reduce nighttime urination, something that disturbs many seniors. When glucose fluctuates, your kidneys try to balance it by pulling more water, which wakes you up. But when your sugar stays balanced, your kidneys stay relaxed. You sleep more deeply, and your brain gets uninterrupted time to repair. Think of all the seniors who wake up 2 or 3 times every night. Most don't realize it's tied to blood sugar and hydration levels. When these stabilize, nighttime interruptions reduce dramatically, giving the brain and eyes the long, uninterrupted rest they need. And when those long sleep cycles happen, you wake up with clearer thinking, stronger recall, and brighter eyes. Even color perception improves when the cones in your retina receive proper nighttime support. Reading becomes easier. Focusing becomes smoother. Depth perception improves. Many seniors don't realize how much their eyesight is connected to the quality of their sleep. And sleep quality is directly connected to blood sugar stability. So when you drink low glycemic juices in the evening, you're doing much more than nourishing your body. You're setting the stage for your brain and eyes to heal at their highest potential. These juices support metabolism, lower inflammation, steady glucose, increase nutrient availability, and optimize the hormonal environment for deep recovery. Every sip helps prepare your cells for nighttime restoration, and every night builds on the last. It's like giving your body a gentle, nourishing push toward rejuvenation. When seniors make this one change, stabilizing their evening blood sugar, their health often improves in ways they didn't even expect. Their energy becomes steadier, their mood feels lighter, their stress tolerance increases, their digestion improves, their sleep becomes richer, and their vision and memory begin rebuilding day by day, night by night, cycle by cycle, because the environment inside the body finally allows healing to happen the way nature intended it to. And what makes all of this even more powerful is understanding how certain plant pigments, especially lutein, anthocyanins, and natural nitric oxide boosters, work together inside the body to repair damaged eye cells and strengthen neuron communication. Most people hear these words and think they're just vitamins, but they're actually biochemical tools your body uses to rebuild itself, almost like tiny engineers that travel to the eyes and brain with very specific instructions. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at producing and storing these pigments on its own, which is why natural foods and juices rich in these compounds become so important, especially at night when repair work is happening. Lutein is one of the most powerful protectors of the eye, but here's what most seniors don't realize: lutein is not stored in unlimited supply. Your retina depends on it every single day, and when it runs low, the macula becomes vulnerable to light damage, inflammation, and oxidative stress. When you consume lutein-rich juices, especially those with deep yellow and orange pigments, the lutein travels directly to the eye's macular region, where it acts like a natural shield. It filters blue light, supports the lens, and improves visual contrast. But lutein's real magic happens at night. During sleep, when your eyes are resting and your repair hormones rise, lutein is absorbed into the macular pigment more efficiently. That's why so many elders notice their daytime visual clarity improving after strengthening their nighttime nutrition. The rebuilding happens while they sleep. Anthocyanins, the deep purple and blue pigments found in berries, grapes, and purple vegetables, have a completely different role. They repair and strengthen the blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients to the eye and brain. As we age, these tiny blood vessels, some so thin they're barely wider than a strand of hair, become weaker and more inflamed. Poor circulation means the eyes don't get enough oxygen during sleep, and the brain doesn't receive the nutrient-rich blood it needs for memory formation and detox. Anthocyanins restore flexibility to those vessels. They reduce inflammation, improve microcirculation, and protect the delicate tissues inside the retina. And when nitric oxide boosters like beets or pomegranate join the picture, the blood vessels open even more, enhancing nutrient delivery right when your cells are most ready to absorb them. Nitric oxide is one of the body's most underrated healing molecules. It relaxes blood vessels, improves oxygen flow, boosts cognitive function, and enhances communication between neurons. And this communication is everything when it comes to memory. Every thought, every recall, every moment of clarity depends on neurons sending signals back and forth. When those pathways weaken, memory becomes foggy and slow. Nitric oxide boosting juices help restore that communication by improving circulation to the brain's memory centers. Seniors often feel the effects quickly: clearer thinking, better concentration, a lighter mental feeling upon waking. And because nitric oxide also increases blood flow to the eyes, it helps reduce dryness, pressure, and strain. Together, these pigments and circulatory boosters form one of the most powerful natural combinations for seniors. They don't act like stimulants. They don't spike your system. Instead, they nourish the eyes and brain the way nature intended, gently, consistently, and deeply. And when they're consumed in the evening, their absorption and effectiveness are significantly enhanced. Your body isn't busy digesting large meals or managing daytime stress. It's in recovery mode. Every nutrient you consume becomes fuel for repair. Think about the eyes for a moment. Throughout the day, they're stressed, strained, exposed to light and dryness, and repeatedly forced to focus and refocus. The tissues inside the eye become irritated, and the photoreceptor cells wear down. Lutein and anthocyanins help rebuild these cells. They reduce oxidative stress, strengthen the macula, and restore the pigments that protect your vision. Seniors who increase their intake of these pigments often notice improvements in color perception, contrast sensitivity, and overall sharpness. It becomes easier to read. Glare becomes less intense. Night vision improves. And these changes don't come from artificial treatments. They come from the body receiving the exact nutrients it needs to repair itself. Now shift to the brain. For decades, scientists believed neuron repair was limited, but we now know the brain rewires itself constantly, even into old age. But it can only rewire when it has the right tools. Anthocyanins protect neurons from inflammation. Lutein supports brain processing speed. Nitric oxide boosts oxygen flow and enhances communication between neurons. Together, these compounds allow the brain to form stronger connections while you sleep. This is why people who nourish their brain before bed experience better recall, stronger focus, emotional balance, and reduced brain fog. And what's fascinating is how interconnected the brain and eyes are. They share similar pigments, similar circulatory needs, and similar vulnerabilities. The optic nerve is literally an extension of the brain. When brain health improves, vision improves. When circulation improves, both organs repair faster. When inflammation decreases, both memory and eyesight strengthen. That's why these plant pigments work so well for seniors. They target the core systems that decline with age, Not just the symptoms, even mood stability improves when these pigments are consumed regularly. Anthocyanins support the limbic system, which controls emotions. Good circulation keeps the prefrontal cortex active, helping decision-making and focus. Lutein reduces oxidative stress that contributes to cognitive fatigue. Seniors often report feeling calmer, more grounded, and more mentally stable when they incorporate these nutrients into their evening routine. These pigments also help protect against light damage, which becomes more serious after 60. The eyes become more sensitive, the lenses become thinner, and the macula becomes more vulnerable. Lutein strengthens the natural filter in the eye, reducing the strain from blue light emitted by phones, TVs, and LED bulbs. Seniors who consume more lutein often report less eye fatigue, clearer morning vision, and reduced sensitivity to bright lights. And when anthocyanins strengthen the capillaries, the eyes become more resilient, less dry, and more hydrated from within. When all of these nutrients work together, the effect is noticeable, not just in eyesight and memory, but in overall mental and physical well-being. Seniors feel more alive, more capable, more mentally sharp. They begin to realize that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It simply means the body requires more of these natural compounds to function at its best. And evening juices packed with these pigments give the body exactly what it needs at the perfect time during its deepest healing window when repair and restoration happen most effectively.